Local On 2 is part of an initiative to recognize local sports leaders and coaches who are making a difference and changing the lives of families in our community. It's all part of a partnership between College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving and WKRN.
That's right. Today we're here with Robert with College Hunks and this month's community playmaker, Lauren. Welcome in and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, this is very exciting. We have to hear your story, what led you to being a cheerleading coach.
Okay, well, I love cheerleading. I was a cheerleader all through school. And several years ago, I had an opportunity to coach a high school squad, but I was very intimidated. I know that coaching any team is a big commitment. So at the time, I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. But my oldest daughter, going into middle school, made the cheerleading team at Innovation Academy. And a couple months into that, they needed a new coach. And so, I kind of get the call from the previous coach saying, I'm not going to be able to do this, for her reasons. And I'm just kind of sitting on my bed thinking, oh, I've always kind of wanted to do this, but I'm kind of scared too. But then I thought, my daughter's here. I'm going to be at all the games.
Yes.
We're going to be bought into this. And so just go ahead, just do it. Just do it. And if it's too much, if I feel like I can't do it, I can always, give it up after a year. But I have not done that. So
it looks like you guys are having a blast together.
Yeah.
So much fun. Robert, we have to talk about this initiative with College Hunks. I mean, I know that you find coaching very important as a coach yourself, but what drew you to Lauren's story?
So honestly, we take a kind of like a poll to find who's the best coach, and honestly, since we've started doing it, the coach of the month thing, she's honestly had probably the most votes out of any other coach since we started doing it. So it was like, all right, let's look into Lauren, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was the best choice we've probably made so far.
Oh,
that's
Great.
great.
That's really sweet.
Very sweet. Once a cheerleader, always a cheerleader, right?
Yes, you can't let it go.
Yes. What is your coaching philosophy?
So I really value 3 big things, and that would be growth, leadership, and friendship. And I know friendship probably for most sports, so if you're a football coach, you're probably not going to say friendship as one of your values. But if you cheered, you probably remember some of the best friends that you made cheering. And I really want that for my girls. So friendship is highly valued with us. And then growth and leadership, just to see where the girls come in, especially in middle school. A lot of them have never cheered before, or maybe they haven't played many sports before. And so to see from the point when they try out until the end of the year, or till the end of the 2 or 3 years that they're in the program, is just, I love it. It's one of my favorite parts. So
it's so true. What's so funny is I had my middle school cheerleading friend reach out to me last night. So that is so wild. You're talking about this.
Absolutely.
It's so important.
Yeah.
And I know Robert, as a coach at Father Ryan Stephanie's alma mater, what is the biggest lesson that you hope that your students take away?
Honestly, so playing football my whole life, because I played my whole life through middle school out throughout college. And the most influential people throughout my life were coaches. So honestly, I just want to carry that over to the players and not only get them prepared for whatever they want to do next as far as football goes, but also as far as life goes. Because as coaches, as you may know, we're more than just coaching you to be better at the sport. We're coaching you on how to do things that'll prepare you for life. So just getting young people ready for life and what's next for them.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and there's something about that camaraderie, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then, Lauren, I saw whenever Robert was mentioning how you've had the most votes, how special that seemed to you. So what does this recognition mean to you?
I mean, it really means a lot, because coaching, and I'm sure is a lot behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that go into it that people just don't see. There's a lot of working at home at nights, and my husband also coaches middle school football, and I see the work that he puts in behind the scenes that people don't see. So it is really nice to be like, oh, okay, maybe people feel it, that you're making a difference. So
how cute is that? You and your husband both coaches
we are
out
at
there?
the same school, middle school. So I'm the cheer coach, he's the football coach.
How special. Are there any students that stick out to you in your years of coaching?
So this is my second year going back. So I went back last year. So I've only coached one actual group of kids. Now I'm on my second group of kids, with the second year being in school. But honestly, and no offense to the other kids I coached, but Max Hartz, he was kind of like the guy that stood out for me last year, my first year coaching. And he was a kid that'll do anything you asked of them with a great mentality and is willing to lead other kids. So I feel like that'll help them throughout life, just being a leader and someone that's willing to do what's necessary.
You both
Wonderful.
are amazing leaders.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was just
you.
going to ask real quick before we let you go, what are you going to do with that $1,000?
We are going to get some cheer mats,
Woo!
I believe. You don't
All
know.
Much
We are going to be
needed.
competing. We're a newly competitive team. It's part of our growth as a team. And we need mats to practice on and perform on. And they are not cheap. So we're going to be adding a mat to our collection.
Coming your
Yeah.
way. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Congratulations. If you guys have been watching and you've been thinking about a sports leader that is making a difference in your community, nominate them. All you have to do is go to WKRN.com/contest and click on Community Playmakers to make that nomination.